Every parent has their own tale to tell of how their family started. During the past 11 weeks, we've showcased some of the many different families that make up our community. Here's a look back at those families that so graciously opened their homes to us. Right from the start, Ashanti Li learned that parenthood doesn't always go according to plan, and neither did her delivery. But the one thing that did stay the same, the hour of skin-to-skin contact right after birth.
You can't predict what happens in the rest of the world, but that first hour of life and contact together, that's a gift that everybody should get.
A kangaroo? What's
Brooke
that?
and Chris Kyle are two busy working parents. With 3 children and some very hectic schedules, Brooke finds the time to make her own baby food.
If I can make something that's nutritious and delicious, and it's easy, you know, and a lot cheaper than baby food, why wouldn't I do it?
There's another one.
Bruce and Pat Cummings are enjoying their retirement, but not in the way they thought they'd be.
Life throws you a curveball, and every once in a while you gotta pick it up and go with it.
The Cummings are raising their 8-year-old granddaughter, Sophia. They shared with us the challenges of raising a child later in life. On the other end of the parent spectrum are teen parents.
I was scared at first because I didn't want to disappoint my parents.
Yesika, Navarro, and Devante Smith became parents right after high school graduation. While they wouldn't trade parenthood for anything, they admit the road they're on is not easy.
I knew that being a parent was the most important thing that, you know, I was going to do in my life.
You could call Sean Hammond Mr. Mom. He's the primary caregiver for his daughter Hazel. Years before Hazel was born, Sean started preparing for fatherhood. He worked as a security guard to learn how to discipline, and then he worked at a children's center to learn more about kids.
I just saw a real need for it in our community. There's just a lot of children that need a safe and place to be and a family to be in, and so it was just something I kind of had a heart for.
Jason and Debbie Albright have huge hearts. They've fostered a total of 18 children and have 9 children of their own, some biological, others step, a few adopted, 1 foster, and they're also legal guardians.
Okay, you guys ready? Everybody chooses to have children in so many different ways.
Cerise and Jeff Roth-Vincent chose to adopt internationally.
You get an email one day, it's not a sonogram, and here is a picture, your first look at your child, and that's how it happens.
They adopted their daughter from Vietnam and their son from Ethiopia. They shared with us the joys of having several cultures under one roof.
You have to be mom and dad and, you know, a guidance counselor and a referee, and you do it all by yourself.
Julie Bonneau and Justin Graham shared with us the struggles of being a single parent. Julie is raising her son Gabe on her own. Justin's raising 2 teenage daughters and an 11-year-old son.
I'm always worrying about rent, food, just all that stuff.
Rachel and Brian Brecco had a rough introduction to parenthood. Their daughter Caitlin was born 3 months early and weighed less than 2 pounds.
They told us that if she would have been an hour or 2 longer from me actually getting to the hospital, that she wouldn't have made it all.
After spending 90 days in the NICU, on June 12th, Rachel's due date, Caitlin got to come home.
I knew in the back of my head that Aiden was not like the typical kids with Down syndrome.
Sydney Shook's son Aiden was born with Down syndrome and is also autistic. Through Aiden and the ARC Lane County, Sydney has overcome her insecurities and is now an advocate for herself, her son, and other families like hers. Every parent has their own struggles, joys, and a tale to tell. In the studio, Holly Menino, KEZI 9 News.